How deep does the Lolcow rabbit hole go? This has been a question that I've pondered for quite a while, and in my eyes, I don't think we'll ever get an answer. Every time we reach a point where we think the internet has finally shown us its worst characters, something comes out of left field and leaves us all stunned. And when you get hit with so much shell-shocking information about these people day after day, you eventually begin to wonder what goes on in their heads. Today, we're going to be shedding some light on some of the outright insane beliefs that lolcows hold.
This night was discriminating against autistic people.
Chris Chan is without a doubt the most mainstream lolcow of all time, and even just saying that is an understatement. Chris Chan's internet presence is the sole reason the word lolcow is used today. From a past of being a generational homophobe to being a sexual deviant, the saga of Christine is a never-ending rabbit hole of absolute garbage. However, among that pile lies a conspiracy theory that is so unbelievably psychotic that it makes you wonder why they were ever deemed fit to re-enter society. Introducing the Merge. The Merge is essentially Chris's belief that every single fictional universe is real and will combine with the real world into one apocalyptic hellhole. This motherfucker genuinely believes that Pokemon, Avengers, Fortnite, and every piece of fiction that has ever been written will all become real any day now, apparently. Putting aside how insane this sounds, how would this logistically even work? Imagine you're waiting at a red light and a fucking Rayquaza crushes your 2012 Ford Explorer, killing you instantly.
We are on the completion of the Dimension Merge, where the universe half that was divided in 1380s by order of King Arthur. He ordered Merlin and two other magicians to remove and banish all of us. Now we're separated, transported into the from what was originally everybody. We have Superman, we have Mickey Mouse, we have Iron Man, we have Darkwing Duck, we have Flashlight, we have Superman.
If I was a cop and had to spend 15 minutes listening to a motherfucker you just arrested talk about how Mickey Mouse will become reality while you drive them to jail, I think I would just quit right there and then. One thing that's probably important to mention is that Chris Chan believes that once the merge happens, they will inherit the title of Jesus Christ Chan Sonichu. You are currently looking at the second coming of Christ in the flesh. The more I try looking into the lore of this shit, the less I seem to understand.
Is there anybody else in this dimension who's half Sonichu that you know of?
Those that were born in this dimension, there were only 3 of us that were half Sonichu. That's me, my father, and Ted Bundy.
Ted Bundy? The serial killer?
How on God's green earth did you come to the conclusion that Ted Bundy is your long-lost half-Sonichu brother? By the way, in case you're wondering what would happen if Chris Chan died during the merge, don't worry, Chris inherited the spirit seal from a Sega Dreamcast. For the past 7 years at this point, Chris Chan and all of their followers have been saying the merge will happen any day now. The thought of a 43-year-old man-child sitting on Twitter genuinely believing an anime character is coming after people in Egypt and reporting on it like it's an InfoWars livestream will never not be funny to me. Yes, Chris Chan is older than the current sitting vice president of the United States. People always ask how Chris ever clung to this idea for so long in the first place. Laying out everything Chris has done from the early 2000s to now, it's pretty obvious he only clings to this delusion because it's the only form of escapism from their countless mistakes. Christine's most recent thoughts on the merge is that it's currently delayed indefinitely due to the conflict in Eastern Europe. According to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ Chan Sonichu, for the merge to happen, there needs to be 5 more seasons of My Little Pony. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that Chris believes the war started because Vladimir Putin personally pitched the new generation of My Little Pony.
Banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth.
DarksydePhil is a longtime gaming YouTuber and streamer. His notoriety started when he began competing in Street Fighter tournaments 20 years ago. Nowadays, you can usually find him on stream complaining about whatever he's doing and begging his fans for money. Any happy or funny moments with this guy are few and far between. After watching this guy's stream for any amount of time, you begin to wonder how someone could become so miserable in the first place. And according to Phil, there's only one explanation for why he spends his nights soy raging. You see, DSP has a very special relationship with video games, meaning he's absolutely f***ing awful at every game he touches.
What just happened? What? I was driving straight. The game clipped me off the edge and made me fall off the track, even though I was driving straight.
Remember when I said he used to play in Street Fighter tournaments? What if I told you he didn't place well a single time? He played Street Fighter for nearly a decade, constantly talked shit to basically everyone, and yet ate shit nearly every time he picked up a controller. The only time he did well was when he played at EVO 2005 and was able to finish in 4th place. During this year, the American Street Fighter community decided to boycott the tournament due to the version EVO decided to use. And since there was very little competition, he did much much better than usual. For years after he got that 4th place, he would tout himself as the best Street Fighter 2 Turbo player in America. Even 20 years later, he still believes he's one of the greatest fighting game players to ever live. Ever since he got the boot from the FGC for being an egotistical dipshit, he's been streaming and making YouTube videos for the world to see. Viewers would take notice of just how clip-worthy his content was, and some would begin posting highlight reels of some of his worst moments. These videos would get hundreds of thousands, if not millions of views, drastically more than what his streams and videos have ever gotten. With these channels being the only thing keeping this wonderful and very talented gamer relevant, you'd think he'd be somewhat thankful that these people are the only thing keeping his dying career afloat. But since critical thinking is this dude's public enemy #1, he doesn't think this in the slightest. Despite the countless eyes these videos bring to DSP's channel, this guy treats these channels like Republicans treat immigrants.
They watch the clip channels. They watch the negative highlight channels of the rare times when I'm losing a lot and I rage, but you actually have to watch the content, not just some no-load loser who steals my content.
Highlight channel sounds to me like you're watching someone who literally is stealing my content and only highlighting negative moments.
Buddy, those illegal clip channels are the only thing keeping you from sleeping in a cardboard box and rattling a plastic cup on the side of a busy street. But hey, no worries, Phil. Those panhandling skills you learned from guilt-tripping your fans into sending super chats are gonna work great when you inevitably become the homeless soy boy you were always destined to be. Also, I just want to mention that this guy accidentally beat his meat on stream, and I think that's f***ing hilarious. The year is 2020, and while the world is in turmoil and everyone is locked in their homes looking for something to watch, one man would begin his internet career. A man that would have many controversies. A man that would do whatever, whenever he wanted. A man that would attract thousands of trolls. A man that would be known for inserting a toothbrush up his rectum. Introducing Daniel Larson. If you've been on TikTok for any amount of time, then chances are you've come across a Daniel Larson video. At this point, it's really no secret that this guy is a walking clip farm, but you can only watch so many videos of this guy being a weirdo and getting laughed at in the comments to make you question what motivates this guy to continue posting. I mean, the guy has been exposed for everything humanly possible and has the influencer equivalent of a 5-star wanted level. And while most infamous internet personalities continue solely due to their ego, Daniel has one big reason keeping him from quitting TikTok for good, and that reason is his delusional obsession with American singer Grace Vanderwaal. It all started when Daniel Larson, who was 17 at the time, was watching America's Got Talent with his grandma when he saw a 12-year-old Grace Vanderwaal. And ever since that day, Daniel Larson has been absolutely obsessed with her to the point of delusion. When Daniel still had access to TikTok, he would make video after video about Grace every single day. To say these videos are graphic is putting it lightly. These videos are enough to make anyone turn off their phone and wonder why the fuck humans had to invent fire. Month after month, his posts about Grace would become more and more mentally depraved. One month, he would be convinced Grace had died of a heart attack, and the next month, he would be convinced that a man named Tyrone was attacking her and trying to hitchhike from Colorado to New York to visit her in the hospital. At this point, Daniel's delusions were so bad that he was 100% convinced he was in a relationship with some songwriter 2,000 miles away that hadn't even acknowledged his existence. After about a year of this, I guess Grace's family decides enough is enough and finally decides to go tell Daniel that he needs to put the phone down and go to a psychiatrist. And Daniel's response was to straight up deny he had made any videos about Grace at all. Absolutely masterful gambit, Mr. Larson. To top it all off, when the Vanderwaal family went to the authorities, they basically said they couldn't do anything since he hadn't made any direct threats. Hey, thank God for law enforcement, am I right? Since a couple years have passed since Grace's family responded, you might be asking, what's the situation with Daniel now? Nowadays, Mr. Larson is currently being passed around various detention centers after he made some unsavory comments toward the US government. Due to this fortunate circumstance, we don't have the greatest idea of what Daniel Larson is thinking compared to when he was posting on TikTok several times a day. But we're not completely out of luck, as people have been able to get interviews with Daniel over the prison phones.
My public defender is saying the relationship with Grace never happened and was never even real. I have no clue why everybody is denying the relationship with Grace.
Despite multiple wake-up calls, including facing life in fucking prison, this guy is still convinced he's gonna marry a girl that is probably overjoyed he's behind bars. And to think this all started over a guy doing jumping jacks. And there we have it, 3 of the craziest Lolcow conspiracy theories. If you'd like to see me talk about more internet history, let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And if this video doesn't satiate your hunger for Lolcow content, then check out my videos where I talk about other specimens.